So this is Hitman World of Assassination, the VR update, which has just dropped today, and I thought I'd pick it up. It's £7.99 over here in the UK and around about $10 in the US. But this is obviously for the PSVR2. I'm running this on a base PS5. This has been a long time coming, this game, because I picked up the original PC VR version of Hitman when that was released, which really wasn't very good. And then the Quest version of Hitman 3 VR, that wasn't very good either. In fact, that was probably the worst of all. The original PSVR version of Hitman I didn't play, but I heard some good things about it, although it was sort of a limited port. This uses full motion controller support, both hands, and gives you, well, hopefully gives us the game that we were waiting for. But I'm currently in third person anyway, so let me just stop blending in. So here we are now, first person, and we're in the game. And this is not going to be a long video or anything like that. I'm just going to give a few quick first impressions of this. This is the second proper mission. I've been playing for a couple of hours. I've played through the VR specific training section, and it does give you a specific VR tutorial as well, just to teach you all the ropes of the interactions and things like that in there. And I've also played through, the introductory missions where it guides you through, and then the Paris mission, which is the first one, and now we're here. Now, first of all, yeah, the graphics look great. It does run in reprojection, so we're running at 60 FPS, reprojected to 120. And, that's one of the byproducts that you just have to put up with if you want to play this game in VR on this system. It's one of those games, actually, a little bit like Call of the Mountain, where really it wouldn't be possible without that reprojection anyway. The graphics look outstanding, really, in this game. There is a little bit of popping, actually, so you can notice it, but it's so subtle and so slight, and it's far enough away that it's not too bad, really. But you'll notice the sort of various things will pop in and out as you get further away. So on some of the detail on the buildings and things like that, you'll notice, and the trees in the distance, it's very subtle, very slight, but you might notice it as they get closer, things popping in on those buildings in the distance there. But generally it's not too noticeable. It's nowhere near as bad. It's nothing like the Quest version that we had, of course, but that was one of those tasks where you just think it wasn't really worth bothering even porting it to the Quest. It just didn't seem to be capable of what they were trying to achieve on that system anyway. On the PSVR 2, they've done a fantastic job so far as I can tell. Like I say, I'm only played a couple of hours so far. But I think the graphics look fantastic. They look very sharp. They're not the sharpest I've seen or anything, but they're certainly good enough. The detail as well, just around the level, the amount of NPCs, we all know this is one of the main things with the Hitman games. You have a lot of NPCs. There's a few here in this level, but in the Paris level that I've just played, the fashion show, it's absolutely teeming with NPCs. And it is very impressive to play. So I'm not going to play through this mission properly or anything like that, but I'm just trying to give a few thoughts on this. And in terms of VR interactions and stuff, so a lot of the things are still button presses, but they've done in quite a reasonable way. So, for example, like if I go through this door, if I can go through this door, you don't pull the handle and push the door forward. Actually, you can just push the door forward and it will automatically open. But there's a button press as well where you can just press the grip button and it will automatically open the door. So you've got those two options. You don't pull any handles, but you can just push the door and it will open like that. So they're sort of meeting us in the middle in terms of VR interactions. But to port over a flat game with this level, I think they've done a great job, really. In terms of other VR interactions, so there's one thing in one of the training missions, in one of the introductory missions, where you have to, or one of the ways to complete the level is to use a spanner and adjust the ejector seat on this jet. And so you pick up the spanner and then it tells you where to put the spanner in relation to the item that you're trying to change on the jet. And it's represented by like a circle, and then you do this action with a spanner and the circle will slowly fill and then you're done. Again, it's sort of meeting halfway in terms of like true VR interactions and a flat screen port. So I think they're definitely putting a lot of work with this. This is not like a throwaway port like the PC VR version felt. And in terms of the reprojection, so yeah, 60 to 120, you're getting those artifacts. there's no getting away from it. So the ground, I look at the ground and it's blurring as I walk from side to side. One of the ways that I notice it mostly, because if you're walking straight you don't notice it barely at all, but if you do sort of lateral movements, strafing movements, that NPC there in front of me, you can see him blurring and stuff like that. We all know what the reprojection artifacts look like anyway, so if you want to play this game in VR, it's sort of a byproduct that you just have to put up with, really. And I struggle with this because I don't like reprojection, but I really want to play this game in VR. So yeah, I just have to put up with it. And it's not the worst thing in the world in this game. I find that reprojection bothers me more in dark games like Resident Evil. When I tried it in Resident Evil 4, the demo, the VR version, the black smearing in conjunction with the reprojection just looked like whenever I turned my head or I moved or I did anything, everything was just smearing and really blurry. But in this game, it doesn't seem like that. I don't find that this brighter game doesn't seem to bother me as much with the reprojection. Having said that, I would rather it wasn't there, of course. And if we can get a port on the PC at some point of this, a true VR version of this game on the PC, it would be great to run at native frame rates. But this is what we've got at the moment, and I'm not really going to complain. I think they've done, a really good job. I've probably said that about 1,000 times in this video, but I really do. I think it's so far impressing me a lot. And just walking around this square and the lighting and stuff, it really does look good in the headset. One of the things I will say, like the colours in this level look really vibrant and great. In some levels, in some of the like the Paris level that I played and some of the other levels, there was almost like an element of a washed out look in places though. It's difficult to describe. It just didn't seem to be showing off the OLED displays in the way that you would hope. It just didn't look that vibrant, or the black levels weren't really black and those kinds of things. So that was slightly disappointing at the beginning. If anybody has played it and knows what I mean with that, then let me know. But this one, yeah, I mean, in terms of colours and brightness and stuff, it looks great. So yeah, I think I'm gonna. This is one of those games that I've played a couple of hours so far, and I just want to keep playing it really. So yeah, I'm gonna try and progress through some of these missions. I'm not the best hitman in the world or anything. It takes me quite a few attempts to get through these levels, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, and I'll keep on playing. Not too sure what to do on this level just yet, but I'm sure I'll work it out at some point. But yeah, sorry it's not too exciting in terms of footage or anything, but I'm just trying to give a few first impressions of the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and that's the other thing as well, I forgot to mention actually, in this. So, I'm going to be spotted. But if you get your gun out and then you hold the trigger down almost all the way, but not without that final click, then you get this beam come out, and then you do the final click and then you're away. Oops, dropped my gun. Perfect. Just trying to demonstrate stuff. Oh, guys, broke down here. But look at this. This looks great as well. Yeah, I mean, some of these levels really do look fantastic, and I can't wait to get to some of the other levels actually. Calmly trying to talk to you while I'm being shot at. It doesn't feel too janky as well, I will say. Sorry, I was supposed to end the video, wasn't I? But it doesn't feel too janky. There are some janky elements in the same way that there are in a lot of VR games, but it doesn't feel too bad so far. You've got this thing here as well. So this is where you've got your inventory, where you can select various items and stuff like that. So you just move to your chest in order to do that.
I see him! He's right there! Hey!
Just run away. Keep running away. But yeah, I will leave it there now this time, because this is going to end well for me anyway, is it? So yeah, thank you very much for watching once again, and I'll see you next time.